I have this weekend off. I'm back next week.
Oh, dear. We're
going to Pennsauken for last weekend, only weekend, I went to Pennsauken. Pennsauken is up Orange Spring. I'm like, of course.
I stay up
The weekend I have to rest at Pennsauken. It's the coldest weekend. Of course.
I like watching, but that is one way for us to stay up in the snack area.
It's brutal. I mean, I feel bad for the school teacher. He doesn't have to either. I mean, at least I can move. I have that option.
Yeah, I'll see you there.
Yeah, I'll see you. Take care.
Way down at the
You expecting other people there?
Yeah, they're finishing up next week, so like Gab is coming. Like Gab's coming over Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and the invocation by Pastor King of the Living Word Bible Fellowship Church. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Our heads and hearts. Eternal God, our Father, we're so thankful for the occasion that brings us together this evening. We thank you, Lord, that the Township Council has seen fit that during their ordinary session they have seen fit to set aside time to celebrate Black History Month. We pray that those not only who are of Afro-American descent, but all those who have been denied inalienable rights, that we never forget the struggles. Never forget the struggles or the problems that we have overcome. We pray that you bless the agenda this evening. We pray this in the precious name of your Son, Jesus. Amen. Amen.
This regular meeting of the Township Council is being held in accordance with the scheduled meetings of the Township Council established and adopted by the Township Council, which schedule designated the time, date, and place of this meeting. Adequate public notice of this meeting has been provided pursuant to the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act. We're using electronic amplifying and recording device, and in order to obtain a clear and audible record, we request all those wishing to speak be recognized and state your name and address directly to the microphone. The recording device will be solely utilized by the Township Clerk's Office for the preparation of the minutes and shall be the official record of the Township Council meetings. Madam Clerk, may I have the roll call, please?
Mr. Hutchison?
Present.
Mr. Schmidt?
Present.
Mrs. Stubbs? Mrs. Winters? Here. Mr. Mignon?
Here.
Mrs. Strada? Here. Mr. Mercado?
Present.
Mr. Lackner?
Here.
Chief Earl?
Here.
Mr. Parliament?
Here.
Mr. Price?
Here.
Let the record reflect that Mrs. Stubbs had a work obligation. She may be joining us later. This evening we celebrate Black History Month and honor individuals that have made outstanding contributions to our community. I'm going to hand over our council meeting to the chairperson of our Black History Nominating Committee, Selection Committee, Dr. Joyce Ellis.
I think it's easier just to take this off. Welcome to everyone. Welcome. Welcome to Gloucester Township's annual awards ceremony where we recognize achievement and greatness on the part of our students and our people in our community. We would like to celebrate this evening, and we have a special choir here with us, and I believe we're going to have some very nice things happening. I thank all of you that made the effort to be here this evening. It's a very special time. We are blessed to have wonderful schools in our district, and a lot of the students recognized this evening are from our middle and high schools. And we wish to thank those administrators that are here. And I wanted to ask one thing this evening. You know, we recognize our students, but I would like for those parents of the students who are being honored this evening just to stand, please. Thank you so much. We don't recognize the fact that these people have sacrificed and done a lot of things to make sure their students are excellent, and so we thank you. Our first on our program this evening, we are going to stand and sing Lift Every Voice and Sing together. The words are on the back of your program. Who is our choir director? I can play it too, but I don't know, so we'll see what happens. We will now have a musical selection by the Living Word Bible Fellowship Choir.
For your pleasure, we're going to sing Battle Hymn of the Thank you for your participation. Thank you.
While they're, I think they have to leave, so they're going to be taking the instrument out and everything. Just wanted to say that we have some very, well, I've seen some of these names before, some very prominent students, people who have really made a difference in their schools, and I think that it's a very special thing to be recognized by your community, and I would like to tell each of you congratulations one by one. Orlando, you...
No, you did great. Can we have another big hand for the Living Word Bible Fellowship Choir? They did that on 3 days' notice, so someone backed out. I also want to thank Reverend Dr. King and Living Word Bible Fellowship for pinch hitting for Father Cavanero today. Each year, the ministerium in Gloucester Township, they rotate their Thanksgiving service. So about 3 years ago, Tracy, you were on council when we went there. Yes, we had an opportunity to go to Living Word Bible Fellowship and hear Dr. King and hear the choir sing. And I said, I have to have him come in. So thank you very much again. Thank you. Before we make any presentations today, we have some honored guests here that chose to join us today. The Assemblyman Paul Moriarty from the 4th District. Assemblywoman Gabriela Mosquera. Freeholder Susan Shin Angulo. And Freeholder Jonathan Young. And you'll see the mayor later. Our first honoree is Amaya Hall. Amaya, could you please come up? I received a call from the mayor's office about 2 weeks ago, and they said they needed someone to sing at the Freeholders meeting. The Freeholders had their meeting at Camden County College this past Thursday. So they contacted me because I work within the school district. And I said, okay, well, let me ask around. So I went down to the music teacher, Miss Fort, at C.W. Lewis School, and she was, I got the perfect person for you. And she's going to be outstanding. She's going to go there. She's going to kill it. And I heard that you did, even though she said she was under the weather, but I think you performed wonderfully that day. So thank you very much. Amaya is an 8th grader at C.W. Lewis School, is an A student, and this past January was inducted to the National Junior Honor Society. She is part of the band, the choir, the math club, the writing club, has been doing karate for the last 8 years. And she will be doing track for the first time this year, correct? Okay. In addition to that, there's some comments from her teachers. She was nominated by her principal and vice principal, Mr. Otten and Miss Jones. And some of the comments from her teachers: a contagious smile, genuine kindness, positive attitude. Miss Inge, who is her pre-algebra teacher, the most conscientious student I've had in 20 years of teaching. Miss Granado had called her a role model to others, and she donates her own books to the classroom library to encourage other students to read. Miss Feely had said she leaves an imprint on a teacher's heart. And last, Mr. Ott and Miss Jones said she is respectful, bright, and beautiful. I was never called that in school, so that's a wonderful thing. So they call her a natural leader. Next year she's going to be attending Highland High School, and one of her goals when she goes on to college is to be a neuroscientist. So on behalf of Mayor and Council, congratulations to Mayor Hall on being a honoree of Black History Month. I'll hold it.
I just want to thank my mom, my dad, my sister, my brother for encouraging me to get this far. Thank you.
Our next honoree is from Timber Creek High School, Jason Butler. So we send out nomination forms and ask people to nominate individuals throughout the community, and he was nominated by 3 different individuals. His principal, Ms. Robinson, his vice principal, Mr. Saunders, and his guidance counselor, Ms. Calandra. And they didn't know that they were nominating him, that there were separate nominations coming in. This tells you, it speaks of how he is held in high esteem within his school. He has a 4.48 GPA at Timber Creek. So when I asked him his rank, he goes, it's only 28. So you're producing some wonderful students there. He is a scholar athlete. He was a 2-way starter on the state championship Timber Creek football team. He is also a member of the Timber Creek record-holding 4x400 relay team. This past October, he was voted the homecoming king of Timber Creek. He is part of the Timber Creek's men's leadership program, which is something that you're nominated by your teachers and administrators, correct? He is part of the green team, which is they have an environmental team that is well known throughout our district. He's part of the Buddy Club, and with the Buddy Club, he works with students that have disabilities, and he helps mentor them and advise them. He's part of the Spanish Honor Society, of course with a 4.4 GPA, he's part of the National Honor Society. His future plans, he would like to be a mechanical engineer. And there's an engineer or two in the audience here. Maybe have a conversation with Norm over there. Intern, okay, down the street, off Burley Krosky's Road, okay. But he's undecided about where he's going to be attending school. But I know that wherever he lands, he's going to make an outstanding contribution to that community. So on behalf of Mayor and Council, congratulations on this honor.
I just want to thank my mom, because without her, none of this would be possible. Thank you.
It is my pleasure to honor tonight Abigail St. Veal from Ann Mullen Middle School. Mr. Citrullo, if you'd like to come up and join us, please. Abby was nominated by her principal, Mr. Citrullo. And also, is Mr. Flickinger here? Mr. Flick? Okay, thank you. Abby is a hardworking and very motivated 8th grade student at Ann Mullen Middle School. She excels not only academically, but also as a citizen. She's a member of the National Junior Honor Society, Student Government, Hero Club, band, and in her spare time, which whenever that may be, she likes to draw. She is a well-mannered, respectful, and always strives to do her best. As Mr. Flickinger said, he has often said that character is not what you do and say when people are watching, but what you do and say when you think no one is watching. Abby can always be counted on to do the right thing because she is a person of high character. Abby's intelligence and work ethic make her destined for success. Her presence makes Ann Mullen Middle School community better because of her kindness. Our school can be proud to have Abby as a member of its community because people like her make Ann Mullen Middle School the special place that it is. I'm speaking with Abby today. She was explaining to me as she gets older, she would like to work more with computers and go to college for that.
Mr. Citrullo, would you like to add anything?
Yeah, sure. I would like to add that she's a great role model for her little sister as well. So, congratulations, Abby.
On behalf of Mayor and Council, congratulations, Abby.
Good evening. The next honoree was recommended by his principal, Elizabeth Petit. Hopefully I got that name right. When I read the little introduction about this gentleman, I try to figure out what it is that makes this person stand out, because all of the recipients have something that stand out. And I thought of what my father tried to instill in me as a young person, and it reminded me of what my father's lessons to me were. My father always made it clear to me that if you see someone being picked on, if you see someone being bullied, you stand up for that individual. You bring that person into the fold, and you ease their transition.
Yes.
And so with that in mind, I'd like to call it Donsel. Is it Donsel? Help me out. Donsel. That sounds a little better. Come on up. Donsel Harris, right? Okay. And your principal wrote something for you, and I'd like to read that to the audience. I would like to nominate Donsel Harris to be recognized by Gloucester Township Council in honor of Black History Month. Donsel is an extremely caring young man who is always polite and goes out of his way to make other people feel important and welcomed. Donsel is a member of Transition, which assists freshmen with understanding what is needed to be successful in high school. He is also a peer mentor and was trained in how to work with at-risk freshmen to assist the students with making a smooth transition to high school and serving as a role model. Donsel is also a member of our Human Relations Club, which works to host events which serve our community. He assisted with organizing Highland's Senior Citizen Prom last year and our Haunted Hallways this year. He also participates on our football, wrestling, and track teams. The wrestling thing ain't working right now with that brace, though. He has a way of brightening a person's day with his caring personality. You know, I don't mean to diminish the spectacular credentials that everybody else may bring tonight, but to me, when you look at the core of an individual and they're good, that's the best of what this town could hope from our young people. So congratulations. Keep up the good work. Your mom.
I'd like to say thank you to my mom and Miss Petit.
Take it easy.
Good evening, everyone. I have the lucky privilege of bringing up Summer Pierce. Not only a great season, but a great person. And I got to tell you guys, I was blown away by Summer's resume. She was nominated by her principal and vice principal, Mrs. Robinson, and Mr. Saunders of Timber Creek. A little bit that they had to say about Summer. She is a hard-working, dynamic, dedicated senior at Timber Creek High School, a member of the National Honor Society with a 4.1 GPA. Summer continues to impress, amaze with her diverse interests and responsibilities. A list of organizational obligations that Summer has. She's a youth member of the NAACP in Gloucester County, a member of the Rowan University School of Osteopathic Medicine, a student intern for the Jump High program located at Cooper Medical School. Now, I called her yesterday. Unfortunately, she wasn't available. She was with her father practicing dancing. So I spoke with her mother, and I asked what that was about. And she says, for the last 6 months on Saturdays, Summer follows doctors preparing for the life of a doctor and watching them put in sutures. Is that correct? Okay. She's on student government and a student ambassador. She's also a recipient of the South Jersey Elks Youth Community Service and Leadership Award. So, not only is she a great student, but athletically, she's a captain of the South Jersey Group 3 defending champions of the varsity basketball team, a team that she's been part of for the last 4 years. And she's waiting for that banner to be put up in the Timber Creek gym. She also plays tennis. Summer's goal, obviously, is to be a doctor, a pediatrician. Her schools of choice next year will be University of Penn, Drexel, Brown, Johns Hopkins, Boston College, Rutgers, or Howard. So she left it wide open. But I gotta tell you, 2 things. She's received a full scholarship to LaSalle, and she's also gotten an NBC Channel 10 full scholarship to Widener. We don't have enough time for me to talk about these accolades, and I talked to your mom yesterday saying that I was very envious and how proud she and your father must be for the accomplishments that you have done. And I also want to say that her grandmother and grandfather are also in the audience too. So this is a very special moment that they get a chance to see their granddaughter and daughter with this fine night, with these fine accolades. And I can't wait for the next 4 to 8 years to say, Dr. Pierce.
I'd like to thank my family and my principals for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Okay, on any given day, you can call Ann Mullen Middle School and you will get a charismatic, an energetic, and enthusiastic secretary. True Lawrence, please come up. True was nominated by the principal, Mr. Centrillo, who's in the back. And he wrote a few nice words about you, True. Any given school day, one can call Ann Middle School and get the most energetic and charismatic, enthusiastic secretary, like I just said. And when I called there today to speak to her, the first word out of her mouth was, "Oh, I was talking to your daughter Isabella," and she went up. I said, "Oh, True, this is about you. I want to talk to you a second." She's a lifelong resident of Gloucester Township and has worked for GT Schools for the last 13 years. She has fostered and raised 20 children for the last 9 years. Many of her children have participated in sports and activities in our community, and I'll get back on that a little bit later. True conducts herself in a stoic and classical fashion in the main office at Ann A. Mullen. The main office is the hub of all the communication and decision-making at this middle school. A middle school that has the most students in Gloucester Township, 925, and over 140 staff members. Now, the job that I do, I have a secretary, and I can tell you I have 100 people that work with me, and everything goes into the secretary. The secretary knows all. True has shared responsibility to all these people and always conducts herself, even during the most confrontational scenarios, with calm and professionalism that is worth this celebration. True works with great initiative and is always appreciated. Oftentimes, tasks are completed because of her forethought to be proactive and having an invaluable work ethic and promote efficiency. True is also an excellent role model for the students by her daily interactions and her mannerisms that create calm. True loves kids, but is unable to foster anyone at this moment because she's caring for her mother. So, what I want to say on a personal level, I know True, we go back to 2010. My favorite movie of all time is It's a Wonderful Life. And every day, I pretend that I'm Jimmy Stewart. And how that I can impact someone's life in everything that I do. Now, True, in 2010, she'd fostered 2 children that came over to play for Earl Little League. One of them, William, happened to be on my team. It was his first year in there, got to see him. Kid had talent. And just a little history of what happened. We're in a tournament season. It's June 24th, 2010. We're playing Blackwood. It's 8-1. We're down. We tied the game 8-8 to the last inning. Bases loaded. 2 outs. Williams at the plate. Well, he hits a bomb, hits it off the fence. We win the game 9-8. So basically, True, if there wasn't a True, there's not a William. There's not a championship at Earl Little League. Thank you.
It is my pleasure again now to honor Lanaya Harbison. Lanaya was nominated by Ms. Petit and her counselor, Mrs. Strauss. Lanaya is a senior at Highland High School. Lanaya demonstrates dedication, determination, perseverance, and a willingness to help others. Her counselor writes, Lanaya is a role model to her peers both in the classroom and in her community. The most important thing to mention is Lanaya's amazing character. Lanaya cares for others and is very genuine. She is a perfect example of a teenager who is mature enough to stand up for what is good in our world. Lanaya is a member of various clubs: World of Difference, Green Team, Environmental Club, National Honor Society, Spanish Club, Executive Board, and Interact. Lanaya volunteers her summers with the Bethany Baptist Church, serving as a youth dance instructor, and she's also worked as a camp counselor at Lewis Middle School. All this while maintaining a 3.5 GPA. Her teachers state that she is a pleasure to have in class and is a hard worker. When she graduates, Lanaya hopes to work towards being a pediatrician, and she plans to double major biology and Spanish in college, and as of right now, she's been accepted to Montclair, Penn State, Virginia State, and Hampton University. So congratulations, Lanaya.
I just want to say thank you to my mom, my dad, and my family, and thank you, Ms. Strauss and Ms. Petit. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Here, Stacy. Come on down. The next young lady, Stacy Bell, is, I believe, the valedictorian? Valedictorian. I can't even spell that. I'm serious. 4.6 GPA. I have 4 children. I think if you add them all together, you think I'm kidding. Very impressive. And I've been here a couple of years, and I've done this a couple of years. Get closer to me, by the way. Stacy was nominated by her school counselor. And your counselor indicated that Stacy is bright, intelligent, mature, and an industrious young woman. She pursued a highly challenging program of studies and has consistently demonstrated her exceptional ability to think critically and express her thoughts and ideas effectively. She has tremendous leadership ability and demonstrates strong moral and social concern. That's nice coming from your counselor. It's very well written, I might add. Some of the things that Stacy's involved in: National Honor Society, Spanish Honor Society, Yearbook Club, Green Team, Transition Club. That yearbook club is pretty cool because you get to take pictures of your friends and put them in the yearbook. Community service, Virtual Hospital, the MS Walk, the MS Bike, Yoga on the Steps. What is that?
It's for living down breast cancer. We do yoga on the steps of the artist in Philadelphia.
Very cool. You're also a summer camp counselor at the University of Pennsylvania. I think you said archaeology and anthropology. Another tough set of words there. Your counselor also said that you embrace challenges and push even through the most onerous causes to achieve success. I have no doubt in my mind that you're going to be a success, and you're definitely a deserving recipient of this award, so congratulations.
Okay, this is kind of high up. I'd like to thank my family, especially my aunt and uncle who are here with me today.
Well, good evening. I have the honor of recognizing the students from Triton Regional High School. I'm a graduate of Triton, and Mrs. Robinson, you know, I love Timber Creek, Ms. Petit, you know, I love Highland, but you just can't take the mighty Mustang out of it. So I would ask Mrs. Shepard, the principal of Triton, to please join me this evening. One of the nominees from Triton is Kevine Chinda, and she could not be with us today, but was nominated by her school counselor, Mr. Lanzolata. And she's a senior at Triton Regional High School. And when I read what her counselor sent in, I thought to myself how very, very fortunate we all are, because her story is perhaps different than most of ours. You see, she was born in Cameroon, and her family immigrated to the United States when she was 12 years old. Certainly, she had difficulties, her and her family had difficulties when they were in Cameroon. And they came to America to look for more opportunity, to have the rights that we perhaps take for granted each and every day. She moved here when she was 12, and unfortunately was separated from her family. Spent years in foster home, one foster home after another, and wound up in a shelter. Lived a very difficult life, but persevered, never gave up, always hoped for that American dream, always hoped to attend a school like Triton Regional High School. Today she is still in foster care, but with a very loving family and a very supportive family that is helping her through her high school. But she is a remarkable young lady because she never forgot where she came from. And through her efforts at Triton High School recently, she held a very successful clothing drive that she put together on her own initiative that gathered clothing for the very shelter that she lived in. She's never forgotten that, and really will always give back. That is the type of individual that she is. So many of us had the good fortune of being born in this country, and Kevine did not, but is here today to live that American dream because of her perseverance and the quality of individuals that she is. So on behalf of myself and the council, Ms. Shepard, I'd like to present you, on her behalf, these certificates and plaque for the type of individual that she is. So.
Kevine was very excited about the award being to her, and apologize that she could not be here tonight. I will share one thing with you about Kevine, because we just acknowledged Kevine at our Board of Education meeting this past Thursday evening. And when I spoke to her getting ready to present the award, I asked her, I said, Kevine, you know, what do you want to do after high school? So Kevine wants to go to school to become a school counselor, and she has her office picked out and wants Miss R's office with the window at Triton. So, but she thanks you. So.
I have the honor this evening of presenting Tariq Mustafa. Come on up. Ms. Petit, do you want to come up? So he's a student at Highland High School. He's a senior there. He's on so many clubs. I don't know how you have any time to do anything. World of Difference, Peer Mentors, Transition, the Green Team, the Environmental Club,
the National Honor Society, which apparently also there's a Spanish Honor Society, History Honor Society, and Science Honor Society, which I didn't know any of that existed. He's on the Student Council, he's the treasurer. He's in the Spanish Club, he's in the Renaissance Club, and the Interact Club, which he's also the treasurer. Needless to say, he wants to go into some type of business, accounting, or economics, since he's already the treasurer for these clubs, and he does some bookkeeping with his mom for her employer. So he's already, making his niche in the field already. He also volunteers at Gloucester Township Day. At the Gloucester Township Rec Center for the Adventure Tween Camp. He volunteers for Special Olympics. He's involved in the Autism Walk, and he gets involved in the Red Cross blood drives when they're at the high schools. He has a 4.0 with 4 AP classes. So I don't know how you have time to do all that stuff. God bless you. One of the comments that was on his nomination was always positive, respectful, and hardworking, which kind of sums it up. One thing I did learn in speaking to him, also the class clown, which, I don't know, you have to see with all this stuff going on, I don't know how you have time to be a clown either, but, good luck. All right, so I'm going to give you these, and congratulations.
I'd like to thank my mom, Miss Petit, Mr. Storr, and Mr. Bennett. Without them, I wouldn't be where I am today.
I'd just like to congratulate all 3 of the Highland students that were recognized this evening. They're awesome individuals to have walked the halls of Highland, great role models, and I look forward to seeing what they do in the future. So congratulations to all 3 of you.
I have the honor of presenting Maya Sturdivant. Still have a little bit of pop. Maya was nominated by Ms. Robinson, if she can come up, and Mr. Saunders. She's a senior at Timber Creek High School. She's a member of the National Honor Society with a 3.85 GPA. She's well respected by her teachers and fellow students. She's a member of the Student Council, the World Languages Club. She's the captain of the varsity cheerleading squad, and the girls' state champion relay team, but was not able to compete this year due to an injury. She volunteers with Blizz All-Stars, which they hold baseball games for autistic children. She works as a lifeguard and a recreational manager. And one thing that they put on her application that I just wanted to read to get it right. So this past season, she broke her leg during a competition, wasn't able to compete in the relay. So one of the comments was, however, this is when you discover the magic of Maya. Dr. Martin Luther King once said, the ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands in times of challenge and controversy. With Maya, you can never tell the difference. She has a smile that lights up the room. It's always present and always real. She sees the glass as half full, never half empty. She's always positive and motivating. Even after breaking her leg when competing at the state finals, she never asked why. Instead, she turned her focus to rooting for her teammates, which inspired them to win the championship. Maya is a true miracle.
I just want to thank my mom, dad, and God, because without them, I wouldn't be as blessed as I am today.
I just have to say, we just had our 100 days party for the seniors, and Maya came in her wheelchair, and her friends were dancing her around in the wheelchair on the gym floor there, giving me a heart attack because one of them pulled the chair backwards. I'm like, oh my gosh. But she smiled through that whole evening, even though she was confined to that wheelchair, and I'm just so happy to see her up and walking, and she made it look like a breeze with that injury that was horrible. You wouldn't believe the x-ray, but we're glad you're on your feet. And I just want to congratulate all of Timber Creek's winners, because they are just phenomenal people. So thank you, and they make Timber Creek shine, so thank you.
Ditto. I'm playing. Actually, I just want to, as Ms. Robinson and Ms. Petit and everyone else said, I just want to congratulate all of the winners, not just Timber Creek's winners. Obviously, I'm very proud of them, but everyone's being recognized today. It's a very special moment. I had the opportunity about 5 or 6 years ago. I never forgot it. It's on my wall at school. This is very important to represent and keep doing what you're doing. So, congratulations to everyone here.
My stepson attended a Timber Creek basketball game a couple weeks ago, and he came home and he said, "Man, I'll tell you, there was this principal, and he was running through the bleachers, and he was getting everybody riled up." Of course, that was Mr. Sanders. So, Mrs. Shepard, if you could please join me. So I have the honor of bringing forward from Triton High School, Mrs. Shamira Robinson. Ms. Robinson. Ms. Robinson is a Spanish teacher at Triton High School and was nominated by the vice principal, Mrs. Bonmati. There. And as I read through this, and I have to tell you, I was joking with the council president earlier, when I became mayor, I didn't need glasses. Now I need glasses, and of course I left them in my office, so I don't know what good that's going to do me. But Ms. Robinson, thank you, thanks John. But Ms. Robinson is a great example of what a teacher is and what a teacher is all about. From motivating her students and inspiring her students to guiding her students. And according to her vice principal, who remembers her from the first day she interviewed Ms. Robinson, says that students beg to get into her class. That says something about a teacher. When the students are inspired and they're motivated to be in your class, that really, I think, says it all about you. But that her teaching and her enthusiasm really started when she was a student at Triton Regional High School. And she saw that Triton family and wanted to become part of that Triton family, and here she is today as a Spanish teacher. But she was very involved when she was at Triton, involved in a variety of different organizations, but she was described as a leader amongst her peers. And that still is to today, as a teacher who leads and certainly is making a difference in the life of her students. Graduate of Rowan University with a double major, and certainly is eager to be engaged in the Triton culture and the Triton family. She is the chair of the Be the Change Committee and the Dance Link advisor. She's organized a variety of different events there, including, in addition to the World Culture Day Expo, but she certainly is part of the everyday experience of her children, her students, and I certainly congratulate you, Ms. Robinson, for not only being a caring teacher, but just a fantastic individual. So congratulations to you.
I just want to add one more thing. I want to elaborate a little bit on the Dance Inc. Club. Shamira actually volunteered her time to start the club. It was non-existent before Shamira came, and so she took the group of kids that had an interest, volunteered her time to get that started 2 years ago, and then we were able to establish it as a full-time club. All of you know of Dancing with the Stars, so Shamira has now, the Dance Inc. team it's our first annual event that we're going to have on March 24th. It's called Dancing with the Staff. So all of her dance team members have chosen, for anybody that volunteered, myself included, I did, is partnered up with a member of the team, and it's going to be our first one for Dancing with the Staff, and it's an excellent morale builder for the staff, the students, great way to do that. So she's just an asset to Triton, so I thank her.
First of all, I just want to say this was an unexpected honor for me. I had no idea about this. I found out about it Friday afternoon, and I feel very honored. And as a teacher, first of all, to the students, congratulations. It was so delightful to hear all the wonderful things about all of you. So that's just amazing. So that's congratulations to all of you. And I know I'm the last person, and I'm going to give a speech, but it's not going to be that long. You're never too old to thank the people who brought you into the world. So, of course, at 27, I'm still thanking my parents, my mom, because they're the reason that that I've been nominated, that you like what, that the Triton family has seen, those values that they've instilled. So, to my mother, that hardworking woman right there, and my parents, and my dad as well, I have to give thanks there. And also to my Triton, to the principal, to the Triton family. It's been a great experience for me there. I love it. I've started, student teaching at Timber Creek, which was great, and now I'm at Triton, and I'm home because I went there, so it's great. And Gloucester Township. I'm a product of Gloucester Township. I went to every school in Gloucester Township, Shoes, Glen Landing, Triton. Then I went on to work as an aide to Latchkey. I was an aide in Latchkey, the program. I know a couple council members, your students, your children. Miss Stubbs, hello. I remember her from when she was my principal, and then working with her children, and then at her elementary school for a couple years. It's just been a great experience working in this township, and I'm just so honored and grateful. So thank you guys so much.
When we came into this room this evening, I said to you that you were going to be amazed at what you were going to hear. Every year, I'm blown away by not only the adults, but especially by the children. I heard words like character, service, scholarship, one of a kind, industrious, mature, athletic, hardworking, but most of all, what I saw tonight is something very important. I saw humility on the part of these students who are going to go far. Just watch them. I've seen some of them like Summer since they were like little people, and I'm just amazed at what beautiful young ladies, and I can't say beautiful gentlemen, but you know what I mean. And it's just, I'm very proud and pleased. And every year it's my honor to serve. And I have to say, as a board member of this district, I am so pleased and proud of the scholarship of our kids and the honors that we're getting, statewide, nationally, and everything with all of the scholarships and all the wonderful things happening. You would just be amazed if you came to the banquets of the 3 high schools. And so we're very blessed in this district. And I thank you very much for the honor of serving as the chairperson for this committee. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ellis. Before we close, I would like to bring forward. We have some representatives from our county and our state with us this evening. I'd like to bring forward our state representatives first, Assemblywoman Gabriela Muscara and Assemblyman Paul Moriarty. Could you please join us?
Good evening, everyone. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here. I attend these events every year, and I'm all like Dr. Ellis says. Every year I am completely blown away by the recipients that are receiving these awards. I just want to say congratulations to all of you. You are amazing individuals. Keep doing what you're doing. Reach for the stars, and God bless you, because you are outstanding, phenomenal individuals. And it's individuals like yourself that make Gloucester Township what it is today. So thank you for your contributions, and I look forward to, especially for the young adults in the room, I'm excited about your future, and I am looking forward to what you are going to do. You're definitely going to change the world. Actually, you're going to rule the world. So I'm excited that hopefully I'll get an opportunity to see the fruits of your labor. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being who you are, and keep doing what you do, and God bless you.
You know, we are so fortunate we get to go all around our district and all around the state and go to events like these. And I'll tell you why we're really fortunate, because most days I get up in the morning, I drink my coffee, I read the newspaper, and I'm not that hopeful about the future. If you read the newspaper or watch TV, you're like, my God, where are we going? And then you come to this. And it's beautiful. And you see the faces, I see. And I want this woman on my cheer team, by the way. She's going to be on my cheer team. When I run for re-election, she's coming. Okay? And I look at the grandparents over here and the smiles on their face, and it's beautiful, right? And so thank you. Congratulations. It's our honor to be here to celebrate with you. Keep on doing what you're doing. You're going to go far. I'm real hopeful about the future. Congratulations.
Thank you for joining us. As part of the presentation this evening, you also have a proclamation citation from the state representatives as well as your county representatives. So I'd like to bring forward our county representatives, Freeholder John Young, Freeholder Susan Shin Angulo, and our county surrogate Michelle Gentek Mayer.
Good evening. First, I'd like to say, Dave, what did you put in this water down here? I'm taking a cup with me back to West Berlin. I'm going to feed it to my kid. I'm just going to, but no, this is excellent. You know, and Assemblyman, you hit it perfectly. Because I often wonder for myself sometimes what the future holds, and to hear what's going on in this room right here, it really makes me feel proud to know that that Gloucester Township, is really doing the right things here. And I just asked of you students of one thing: go out, venture out, come back. All right, because as she said, she went out, she went to school, she's coming back, she's giving back, and that's what it's all about. It's all about going out, doing what you have to do, but come back and keep strengthening your county, keep strengthening your township, and it makes it a better place. I applaud you, the county applauds you. Keep doing what you're doing. I often say to the adults around, what good is the roads that we pave, right? That we're starting to pave, we're starting to open them up, and we start to look back, and we see no youth behind us to keep those roads open and going. Tonight proves that point very well. I know for a fact, what I just heard in this room tonight, that you young folks will come behind us and you'll continue to pave the roads that we've started to pave. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Hello. Amen to that. Amen to every one of you guys. And like everyone was saying and echoing, just being here, experiencing what I experienced tonight was, really the future is bright, and thank you to all of your achievements. It is amazing, to the teachers, to the staff for being so positive. And you know what, honestly, you can't be, you cannot be negative with this. Just the future is truly brighter here. And congratulations to all the recipients. And remember this, I'll leave you with this. And it's a quote from anyway, so it's very simple, and I love it, and it's so true. When you see the word impossible, think of this: I'm possible. Love you guys.
Thank you so much. So I'm like the sappy mom who sits there and I just want to cry through the whole thing. So because I just sit there thinking, oh, I'm so proud of our Gloucester Township people. And you should all be so proud of yourself. And if I have to leave you with something, I would say, please take your talents and be a mentor to someone, because everybody who is here, I see, has brought somebody who is loving in their life, who has really touched them. And there's so many children and people out there who don't have that, who really could use a mentor. So my challenge to you is to be the best that you can be, but then pass it on to somebody else. Thank you.
Well, thank you all for joining us this evening. They represent many communities here in Camden County and in Gloucester County, the legislative folks, and I'm just so glad they could be here today to see all of you and the accomplishments that you have made. Thank you so much for joining us this evening as we culminate the end of Black History Month, and as we celebrate it here in Gloucester Township, not only by recognizing those that make a difference in our community, but also earlier in the month we gathered at C.W. Lewis School for Martin Luther King Day. where we had, and I don't know if you know this, but we had over 600 volunteers that came out to perform 24 civic projects here in our town. It was a great showing. It really shows a lot about who we are as a community, just like tonight did. A community that is representative of individuals who want to make a difference, and as was mentioned, who are role models. And whether you are a professional in our schools or you're a student, you are role models. That is so very, very important. Thank you for being who you are, the role models that you are. It makes a difference. And please remember, it is because of you and individuals like yourself that makes Gloucester Township a great place to live. So on behalf of our town council, I congratulate each and every one of you. I also want to thank Joyce and Jasmine Robinson, our committee, for helping put this together. Council President Orlando Mercado for all his help each and every year, and the support of town council, and most importantly also our schools. You know, I have the opportunity to go to different activities in our schools, and I have to tell you, I see the enthusiasm. I see the enthusiasm from our professionals, our teachers, our administrators. I see the enthusiasm from the students that attend our schools. I go to the banquets, the scholarship banquets at the end of each year, and I am amazed at the quality of the students, the schools where they're going to, the colleges and the universities in which they're going to. It is tremendous, and it is really, I am so grateful for our school systems, the professionals that teach in our school systems, and for the students that give so much of themselves to make their schools, just a great learning experience. So again, on behalf of our council and myself, thank you so very much for being here today. Congratulations to all of you, and I would ask that the recipients please come forward. We're going to take a group photo, right, Council President? So at the conclusion, please come forward. But again, congratulations to all of you. Thank you.
We're taking a 5-minute recess.
Oh, did they come and get everything okay? I sent an email.
I put a sign on the outside door.
He did. But it really is.
Congratulations. Oh my gosh.
Welcome back.
Here's your You work hard, you will. Is this your sister? You have to work hard, right? And you'll be up. What school? All right. So in a couple of years, I'll see you, right? All right. I'll look forward to it. Right? Congratulations.
Was that today?
Oh, go back in the picture.
Yeah. It was just this morning. It was probably bad. You know what I Wednesday, I know that. I think it's just Wednesday.
Did they go to the final?
I actually got to talk about it. Let's see if I can put up like 25 things. How do you know?
Right.
Yeah, like 300. Yeah, filming buildings and all kinds of things. So I guess, I don't know, I guess Wednesday that's the plan or something. Oh, yeah. What's your friend?
Oh. Hi, nice to meet you. Congratulations. What school? Okay, good. You get a good mentor. Big sister. Yep. Big shoes to follow. Great shoes.
They're not going to get better without help. Whichever. Yeah, I wouldn't. That was not what I was trying. I mean, that really or I like to say, oh, I need help. I'm the deer all the time. No place for them to go. Light bulbs. You do a better job. Whatever happens. And I'm not trying to explain it wrong, but it's one of those. It's kind of easy to catch trucks. Always that's yeah, but these are backs, but it is pretty all about that. It's pretty straightforward about it. So it's got to be approved. You know what? No, we don't want to. Right. I can make everything so work. Good, how are you? Sleeping already? Almost. Go to bed. Yeah, so you know this already. I know, I heard pretty company saying it's awesome when you stay here. The whole time. There's always something going on. You get a business card from them? And you never know. This is like the meeting of the engineers. Congratulations. This is more Rogers. Second 300 years, right? Well, he's a player. Let me tell you, if you write your text, that'll be a great engineer. That's what it's like. 4.4. When you go over, not that much. You're all getting sold. Send them all letters. When you drive over a bridge, you know it's going to stay there, right? So that's what we're all about. He's got a sense of humor, though. He might not be able to. Hey, are you running this weekend?
No, we didn't make it to the meeting team. We got disqualified.
Why? You dropped the dog?
No, we fell down.
You fell down?
Yeah.
Now, how do you compare to Paul Six?
Our time is better than theirs. They got the number one seed time, but our best time is better.
My boys are going to be running. Well,
Oh, yeah, we're going to Easter State this year. We're going to 4x2 and a 4x5.
So, I encourage all young people to pursue that in science because our country is really, losing ground. Because people like underage generation try to find the future of math and science is not easy, but it's important. You can always count on the numbers. You don't lie. So, with all other things, I encourage you. Wonderful thing to see. After a lifetime of service, you can look back and say how many things that you have impacted, your community with. So it's a great return. So I encourage you to pursue, any questions about engineering or
I've been doing a lot of research and I'm really interested.
There are so many. So my suggestion to you is when you go to college and the first year you have to do what is general engineering. Well, you have to do math and science. And if you're going for a bachelor's in science, right, for any engineering, it's generally the same coursework. So pursue as much career seminars that you possibly can so that you learn what all the different paths are available to you. When I look to myself, I love engineering, what I do, civil, bridges and roads and things like that, but, I'm also very creative. I think I could have made really a huge impact on doing, prosthetics. Medical? Yeah, like that kind of thing, because I'm a hands-on kind of person, I'm creative, and, so I didn't, really fully understand what it took or what direction it was needed. So don't let society limit your opportunities. Seek them out yourself and try to understand all the career paths that are available to you. I encourage you to do so. You go to a college, they aren't going to reach you by your hands and turn them. You have to seek them out for yourself. Good luck.
Thank you.
And congratulations on your fine accomplishments. I have a lawyer that was fifth in her class graduating, and she also ran track. She graduated last year. She's a freshman in college. You were a senior in high school?
Yes.
Yes. I'm from Woodstown. So she was in Woodstown. You guys are in two different...
we're in different groups.
Yeah, we're only... Congratulations.
Nice speaking with you. Thank you.
Okay, very nice to meet you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Madam Clerk, may I have the roll call again, please?
Mr. Schmidt? Mrs. Stubbs? Mrs. Winters? Mr. Minion? Here. Mrs. Prado? Here. Mr. Mercado?
Present.
Mr. Lechner? Chief Earl? Mr. Parlamere?
Here.
Mr. Cordis? Here. Mr. Cantwell?
Thank you. We'll now have the first public portion. This is for agenda items only. Anyone addressing council may speak one at a time. Anyone for the first public portion? I have you first. Ray, you're after. Yes, sir.
Good evening. Thank you for your time. For those who don't know me, I'm Michael Murphy. I'm the General Manager of Republic Services. As some of you are aware, we've been servicing Gloucester Township for over 20 years. And actually, I'm proud to say, due to our service, I've never had to be in front of council before. So, and what a great night to have to be here. As Mayor and Council is aware, I've sent in a letter about the many benefits of Republic's bid for automated solid waste collection. I will not rehash those benefits. Instead, I'm here tonight just to answer any questions that might have come up from the comparison between the manual solid waste collection and the automated solid waste collection. I understand the need to keep expenses down by planning for the future, the near future, sometimes rather than the long-term future. Though I do find it a little puzzling why the township understood the benefits associated with automating their recycling service and then passed on the opportunity to automate their solid waste services. The two services together enhance each other and improve recycling. Again, I'm just here to answer any questions if there are any. If not, thank you for your time.
Any questions? Thank you very much, Mr.
You're welcome.
Mr. Polidoro.
Good evening, Council. Ray Polidoro. Ariel, just a brief question on the artificial turf resolution. You have alternate fields listed.
Yes.
What is the definition of the alternate fields? Are they definitely being done? Are they being questioned along the money lines as to what's left over? And is that what the 2.7 will be covering? And does it cover the whole thing? It doesn't appear to be so.
I'll start off, and Tom, you can tag in. We had a base bid, which was for 2 fields at Community Park. When the bids came in, with alternative bid 1 and bid 2, with all 4 of them combined, it's roughly $2.9 million. Community Park will have the football and the soccer field, 2 separate ones. In addition to that, there will be additional field for lacrosse and field hockey, and then 1 turf field will be located at Valley Brook for TBAA.
Okay.
Anything to add to that?
No, that's correct, and the amount is in the vicinity of 2.9 million. I think it's a little bit closer to 3 million. The intent and the recommendation that I've given to the Mayor and Council is to award it against the bond money that's available, which the bond money in the recreation open space was $2,110,000. The bond money in the general obligation bond was $600,000. The deficit, I believe, is $262,000. And I've recommended that they award that and fund that from the recreation open space for 2016.
Now, did we also see the Field of Dreams as one of the alternates?
Yes, but we're not recommending awarding that tonight.
So that is not being included as one of the alternates?
It's not.
Okay.
Just the fields, Mr. Mercado.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else? Seeing none, we'll close the first public portion. Proposals?
NJEIT 2006 Stormwater Construction Projects and Sherwood Road Improvement Program Phase 5.
I'll accept the entertained motion. So moved.
Second.
On the question, roll call.
Mr. Hutchison?
Yes.
Mr. Schmidt?
Yes.
Mrs. Stubbs?
Yes.
Mrs. Winters? Yes. Mr. Mignon?
Yes.
Mrs. Strato?
Yes.
Mr. Mercado?
Yes.
Mr. Mercado, I believe we're supposed to look for,
Yeah.
to go ahead with that.
We need a straw poll.
Is there a straw poll?
Yep, we do. Yes, please.
Madam Clerk, may I have a straw poll, please?
Mr. Hutchison?
Yes.
Mr. Schmidt?
Yes.
Mrs. Stubbs?
Yes.
Mrs. Winters? Yes. Mr. Mignon?
Yes.
Mrs. Strato?
Yes.
Mr. Mercado?
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Campbell. You're welcome. Bids?
Gloucester Township Mobile Communications Truck, Gloucester Township Turf Fields Project, Gloucester Township Family Resource Center Parking Lot, and improvements to the municipal pool Phase 3.
I entertain a motion.
Second.
On the question, roll call, please.
Mr. Hutchison?
Yes.
Mr. Schmidt?
Yes.
Mrs. Stubbs?
Yes.
Mrs. Winters? Yes. Mr. Mignon?
Yes.
Mrs. Strato?
Yes.
Mr. Mercado?
Yes. Ordinance, this is a second reading and a public hearing we'll have afterwards. This 0-16-05, it's a bond ordinance authorizing the acquisition and installation of guide rails along Lakeview Drive in the Township of Gloucester, County of Camden, New Jersey, appropriating the sum of $165,000. Therefore, authorizing the issuance of general obligation bonds. There was a guardrail that was damaged during an accident. I briefly explained that at our last meeting. Mr. Canwell, is there anything you want to add to that?
Well, the guardrails that are out there were installed like 40, 50 years ago, they don't meet current safety standards, nowhere near current safety standards. So in addition to replacing, repairing the damaged guide rail, we're replacing all
Upgrade.
the current standards.
All right, thank you very much. We open up for a hearing. Seeing none, close the public hearing. I entertain a motion.
Second.
On the question, roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Hutchison?
Yes.
Mr. Schmidt?
Yes.
Mrs. Stubbs?
Yes.
Mrs. Winters?
Yes.
Mr. Mignon?
Yes.
Mrs. Strato?
Yes.
Mr. Mercado?
Yes. Ordinance 0-16-06 is ordinance of the Township of Gloucester requiring mortgagee registration relating to vacant and abandoned real property mortgages in default and providing for the form of registration requiring maintenance and security by mortgagees for the care, maintenance, security, and upkeep of the exterior of vacant and abandoned residential properties by creditors who have filed a summons and foreclosure complaint regarding residential property within the Township of Gloucester. This is registering vacant properties throughout the township. This is a program that has worked in Gloucester County. We had a shared service agreement. We do. Okay, with Gloucester County and this firm, which they will identify properties and within 10 days contact the individuals who are responsible for that property, whether it's the mortgage holder or the bank. We'll open up for a hearing. Seeing none, close the hearing. I entertain a motion.
Second.
A second on the question. Roll call, please.
Mr. Hutchison?
Yes.
Mr. Schmidt?
Yes.
Mrs. Stubbs? Yes. Mrs. Winters? Yes. Mr. Mignon?
Yes.
Mrs. Strato?
Yes.
Mr. Mercado?
Yes. Next, we have our resolutions of consent. Any council member that would like to remove any of the resolutions, please speak up. Seeing none, I entertain a motion to accept the consent agenda. So moved.
Second.
On the question. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Hutchison?
Yes.
Mr. Schmidt?
Yes.
Mrs. Stubbs?
Yes.
Mrs. Winters? Yes. Mr. Mignon?
Yes.
Mrs. Strato?
Yes.
Mr. Mercado?
Yes.
Resolution 84, resolution to cancel capital appropriation balances of projects.
Is there a motion?
Second.
On the question. Roll call.
Mr. Hutchison?
Yes.
Mr. Schmidt?
Yes.
Mrs. Stubbs?
Yes.
Mrs. Winters?
Yes.
Mr. Mignon?
Yes.
Mrs. Strato?
Yes.
Mr. Mercado?
Yes.
Resolution 85, resolution to make budget transfers between appropriation reserves in the calendar year 2015 current fund budget.
Is there a motion?
Second.
On the question. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Hutchison?
Yes.
Mr. Schmidt?
Yes.
Mrs. Stubbs? Yes. Mrs. Winters? Yes. Mr. Mignon?
Yes.
Mrs. Strato?
Yes.
Mr. Mercado?
Yes.
Resolution 86, resolution authorizing execution of agreement between the Township of Gloucester and Landsec Group.
Is there a motion?
Second.
On the question. Roll call.
Mr. Hutchison?
Yes.
Mr. Schmidt?
Yes.
Mrs. Stubbs?
Yes.
Mrs. Winters?
Yes.
Mr. Mignon?
Yes.
Mrs. Strato?
Yes.
Mr. Mercado?
Yes.
Resolution 87, resolution of the Township Council of the Township of Gloucester, County of Camden, State of New Jersey, awarding a contract under fair and open procedures for the purchase and installation of synthetic turf.
I entertain a motion. Is there a second? Thank you. On the question. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Hutchison?
Yes.
Mr. Schmidt?
Yes.
Mrs. Stubbs?
Yes.
Mrs. Winters?
Yes.
Mr. Mignon?
Yes.
Mrs. Strato?
Yes.
Mr. Mercado?
Yes. We have one eGov email that was sent in. Bear with me for a second. All right, here we go. This was sent in by Linda Musser at lindamusser@comcast.net in Cameron Circle, Laurel Springs. Her eGov question for the first public portion. Who is paying for, this is regarding the GEMS landfill, who's paying for materials and installation of solar photovoltaic panels? This was awarded to the bidder, Sincarfa, for capital, and Gloucester Township pays nothing towards the cost of it. What's the cost of the lease and who pays for it? Township or Sincarfa? Who benefits from the lease? Township or Sincarfa? Sincarfa pays rent to the township. There's a schedule over, is it 20 years, Tom?
Yeah.
20 years, estimated over 20 years, roughly $3.2 million. Depending on size, Gloucester Township pays nothing towards this. Gloucester Township benefits from the lease. Question number 3, who is utilizing the electricity generated from panels? It's sold on the open market through the independent regional grid operator, Pennsylvania, Jersey, and Maryland, PJM. What is the current SREC value? SREC rate between $230 to $280 per SREC amounts over the past several weeks. Question number 5, what type of structure will panels be erected on, sled or otherwise? It's a ballasted racking system made for landfills. Question number 6, has approval of all responsible parties and trustees been obtained? There are no trustees any longer for the GEMS landfill. This is part of the state now, but we still need DEP, BPU, and PGM approvals. Also need Atlantic City Electric approvals as well. We can't get any approvals until we have an executed lease. And number 7, will any profit received go towards repayment of the cash call? Those are familiar with it. We've had several cash calls where the GEMS trustees have asked for additional cash to pay for expenses to maintain the landfill. No money will go towards the repayment of the cash call debt. There are no trustees anymore with the project, with the landfill. Any rent money will go to the general fund each year. Thank you. If we could provide those questions back to Mrs. Musser, I appreciate it, Madam Clerk. We'll open up the second public portion. This is on any agenda item. We have a 30-minute time limit, 5 minutes for each speaker. Does anyone wish to speak on the second public portion? Seeing none, we'll close the second public portion. Polling of directors.
Mr. Lechner?
I have nothing to add, thank you.
Chief Earl?
Nothing to report, thank you.
Mr. Crolamere?
Nothing to report.
Mr. Cordis?
Nothing to report.
Mr. Cantwell?
Nothing to report.
Mr. Hutchison?
I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. It was a special night. Thank you.
Mr. Schmidt?
I'd like to thank everyone for coming out this evening, and congratulations to all the honorees. Have a nice evening.
Mrs. Stubbs?
I'd like to do the same. Thank you, everyone, for being here, participating in our meetings. We had a wonderful evening this evening with our awards, and thank you.
Mrs. Winters?
I want to congratulate all the nominees and their parents especially. It's a lot of hard work that goes into it on both ends, and have a great week.
Mr. Mignon?
I want to thank everybody for coming out, and I hope all the recipients to continue to shine. Thank you.
Mrs. Trotter?
Congratulations to all of our recipients. Our future looks bright in Gloucester Township with them. And thank you all and have a great night.
Mr. Mercado?
I want to thank everyone for coming out this evening. Next month, at our second council meeting, we're celebrating Women Who Make a Difference for Women's History Month. So if there's any individuals that you feel have made outstanding contributions to our community, feel free to nominate them. It's a nomination process. We honor around roughly 10 to 12 individuals in our community, and there's a committee that reviews their applications. I'm looking forward to having athletic fields here in Gloucester Township to help support our athletic organizations and our children. We're doing something for our future, and I look forward to seeing that with great anticipation. And I also want to send our thoughts and prayers to Tom Eden. Tom Eden was a fire commissioner at Gloucester Township Aerial Fire District 86. Also was the chief of the Gloucester Township EMS service for a long time, and also had coached in aerial Little League Baseball. He passed away last week, so if we could send our prayers and thoughts with his family, I would appreciate it. With that being said, I entertain a motion to close our meeting.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Have a good evening.